Christmas break is over. Time to go back to Washington. Morning, guys. It's Sunday, January 2nd, and I'm on my way back to the city. Took a little time off this weekend. Let's go see what we can find in Washington on a really, really boring Sunday. And up to the cathedral we go on this cloudy gray day. But it's very, very warm. I mean, really warm. Oh, it's testing day. Yep, COVID testing at the schools. So they're testing there, and I think they're testing at the boys' school on the other side, and the grade school. They're testing everywhere here in D.C. today. So most of the private schools have a mandatory testing requirement today before they go back in all person sometime later this week. That's what you saw over at NCS. It's Darth Vader's up there. I'm gonna bring my big lens. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll do it now. So there you're looking at the Darth Vader grotesque on the side of the National Cathedral. So yeah, Darth Vader is still being Darth Vader. The dark side of the Force is strong up on the side of the building. There are some other cool gargoyles and grotesques. A gargoyle is one that has a pipe through it. A grotesque is one that just pushes water off the edge. Darth Vader is a grotesque, not a gargoyle. Anyway, let's spin downtown and see what we can find. So those eagle-eyed amongst you might notice I'm just wearing a hoodie today because right now it's about 65 Fahrenheit. That's about 18, 19 Celsius. It's really warm. However, in the next few hours, the temperature is going to drop, crazy drop, to -5 Celsius, which is about 20 degrees Fahrenheit, something nuts like that. And on top of that, it's gonna snow. It's gonna snow like a bear. We're supposed to get 3 to 10 inches depending on where in the DC area we live. In DC itself, it'll only get about 3 or 4 inches. So there is a storm coming tonight. Should be kind of fun. So this is the Vice President's house, though this actually part is the Navy Observatory. That's the Navy Commander's house. But then there's a second fence here, yeah? The second fence separates off that part of the Naval Observatory that's occupied by the Vice President from that part that's occupied by just regular old Navy folks. The Vice President, I think Air Force Two is actually already in the air. They left Los Angeles earlier today. There's the VP's place. You can see it pretty cool, pretty clear when the trees are all down. And they've left Los Angeles. They're on their way back. They're not going to get back till this evening. They'll land at Andrews Air Force Base, and then Marine 2 will bring them over, but I will not cover that because it'll be in the middle of the night and you can't really see anything at night doing helicopter landings. Now, the big question is what's going to happen with Marine 1 and POTUS. Joe Biden is in Delaware right now, and he was not scheduled to do anything today, but we think he might either accelerate his return this evening to beat the storm or just wait the storm out in Delaware. They don't want to have a bad weather call for Marine 1. That would require them to go up and take Air Force 1 up to Delaware, Air Force 1 to Andrews, and then drive from Andrews to the White House. Might just be easier to spend an extra day on vacation. All right, let's go downtown, see what's happening. We got an ambulance or something coming behind us. Not surprising since George Washington University Hospital is in front of us. And I don't think we're going to cross the road before the ambulance gets here. We could try. So that's GW Hospital over there. That's kind of one of the top ERs in the downtown area. Whenever there's a major incident downtown or something with police involved, they often end up at GW. That's also where Ronald Reagan was taken when he was shot, as it was the closest hospital. And we're gonna... Medic 1, that's the one from downtown. Ambulance 1 is usually the one that covers the landings of Marine 1, as it's the closest ambulance unit to the White House. And it's also the ambulance that we see in the motorcades most often, I think, is Ambulance 1 or motorcade or ambulance medic 1. And sometimes it's medic 15, I don't know where that one is. It's looking crowded down here, lots of ambulances parked outside. Now, last I checked, about half of the hospitals are on code red status, which means they have no ICU beds available. But not GW or Georgetown, the two biggies. They're okay. Well, there's a couple ambulances in there. And a couple out here refitting, getting back on the road. So that building over there, I believe that's the United Nations Washington D.C. office. And I think UNESCO and the World Health Organization and a few other, what's that, PAHO, Public Health, a few other UN type agencies are based there. Of course, their UN headquarters is New York. Now right over there, that's the old Naval Observatory. Then it became the Naval Hospital, and it's also the Central Intelligence Agency. Yeah, the CIA still has an office here, what's it called, Potomac Annex of Navy Hill. The CIA's first office ever was right up this road, and yet today they still maintain a presence here in Foggy Bottom, across the street from the State Department. That is the State Department building on the left, and down the bottom is the Lincoln Memorial. Oh, that was a big drop. Let's go. Pretty good crowd at the Lincoln Memorial today for a Sunday before a snowstorm. I think tomorrow, if it does snow really good, I will come out and we'll do a live stream in the snow because, well, it's just pretty, yeah? It's just a pretty to be out here in the snow as the monuments give you a beautiful background. Oh, there's a guy selling water illegally. And over here, reflecting pool, a gray sky kind of day. Wow, that's pretty. Pretty nice reflection. Oh, it's the gang of one-wheelers. Motorcycle gang of nerds riding their little unicycles together. I'm not sure where they're going. Let's go down to the reflection pool, the reflecting pool, and see what reflection we can get. Get a lot of like TikTokers down here and stuff. Influencers making dancing videos and whatnot. Looks kind of funny sometimes. Pretty clear. Very, very still today. Very, very peaceful. No hippie girl screaming out, "Forest! Forest! Jenny!" I've shown you guys these in the past, but I'll just point it out. You see this little cement thingy here? Where is it? There it is. You see that? That's a duck ramp. That's a baby duck ramp. When the baby ducks are born in the spring and the mama duck jumps out, the babies, well, they can't make it out. They're too tiny. So the Park Service put in these little baby duck ramps. And they're all around the side. Most of them are underwater. You can't see much of it, so it doesn't really destroy the view very much. But yeah, they're little baby duck ramps all along the side of the reflecting pool. Oh, another wedding dress kind of picture. Let's go that way. Not quite. The wind just picked up a minute ago, so the great reflection we had, a little bit choppy. Still, it's kind of beautiful. Yeah, it looks like the Christmas tree exhibit is closed. So nobody's walking around looking at the trees or the nativity scene. It is all shut down. And I imagine in the next few days, they're going to take it all apart. No more Christmas for you. Until next year. All right, what's up at the White House? Not much. Pretty quiet.
We are Italian. So we have the citizen of Italy.
I wonder if they're ever going to open that up again. Oh. All right, so steam tunnels steaming, and we're going to go in on the north front of the White House. Take a look at if anything's going on up here, which I doubt, but hey, it's a pretty day. And we can make our way somewhere where we can get some food. It's the Eisenhower building, the executive office building. It's where actually most of the staff actually works there. When you write a letter to the congressman, that's where it ends up. Oh, truth conductor's over here. Playing his music again. Which means I gotta do my volume down. So annoying. No protest today, not much going on. Secret Service are just chilling on their bikes over there while the boss is away. It's kind of chill. Pretty mellow. All right, let's go up here. So that's the office building that was burned during the George Floyd protest. It was a public bathroom too. To be honest, burning it probably cleaned it more than any cleaning solution they could ever put on it. It needs to be rebuilt. A lot of homeless would go there. This is the St. John's Church. There was a small fire lit in a bookcase, but it was extinguished pretty quickly during the protest. So here's the Russian embassy. Got a little, well, like a little red star on the roof of the Christmas tree there. Lots of cameras here. I think they're kind of suspicious of people in a security vehicle, probably. This is the National Geographic Society. That's their old headquarters. They have a new modern building down around the corner. Actually, it's not around the corner. It's on the other side of this building on 17th Street. That's where it is. So it's around the corner to the left, not to the right. Oh, wow. There is the new Australian embassy. It's actually coming together quite nicely. It's all glass and steel. We've been following the progress at the new Australian embassy. It was a big hole in the ground earlier this year. In fact, somebody actually died in the construction. I think some guy fell and died. But now it looks like, well, a big glass and steel office building.
Hey, I wrote that.
Let's go get a little closer. Now, Marion Barry, the mayor of D.C., who smoked crack cocaine with his girlfriend, he smoked that pipe down in that hotel down there on the right. It was a Ramada at the time. Oh, that guy's lost. Okay, so there you go, folks. The new Australian embassy with copper. That looks like copper, doesn't it? I wonder if that's going to stay there or if that's just a construction thing. That's going to be like the final look of it. Yeah, I guess that's the final look because I'm looking at the artist's conception right now, and it looks very similar to that. They really did a lot in a year, no? Who's this embassy? Kazakhstan, yeah? That's the Kazakhstani embassy. And this, what's that flag? Carnegie Institute of Washington, D.C. Strange flag. This is 16th Street. This used to be a grand street. Beautiful church. I think the Masons have a big place up here. The Scottish Rites Temple is up here, I think. Never been inside it or anything, but it's a pretty massive structure. There we go. So this is the Scottish Rites Temple. Scottish Rites of Freemasonry, Museum and Library. 1733. I don't think that's when that was built. That's probably when their organization was started. Part of the park. So see, that park is up there at the roof. I have to go quite a bit higher to get into the park. Now that's a funky Christmas tree. They're still in the spirit. The Snoopy kind of Christmas tree, not the Charlie Brown one. There's an entrance to the park. Ecuador. That's Ecuador's embassy. There are a lot of Latin American embassies in this area. This area is actually predominantly Hispanic. I would say, well, let me rephrase that. This has probably got the largest Hispanic population in the city itself is in this area. I think mathematically it's like not a majority, but there certainly are a lot of Spanish speakers in this area. Mostly El Salvadorans. There we go. This is Spain, but I don't think this is their embassy. I think this is like some sort of cultural thing. Over there is an embassy. Red. Is that Polish embassy? Yeah, that's Poland over there. This embassy is for lease. This is Spain, but this isn't their embassy. This is like a cultural center or something like that. And then a Mexican flag up here. Again, this is probably the Mexican ambassador's house, I think, because their embassy's downtown. Oh, it's the Mexican Cultural Institute. I'd say that'd be a little bit posh for an ambassador, yeah? I thought the Cubans were around here somewhere. Italian place. I'm not sure what the date is. I think starting next week, to eat in a restaurant in D.C., you have to show your vaccination card that you've had at least the first shot. And you have to have had the second shot by February. So you have to take a photograph or take your actual vaccination card with you if you want to eat in a restaurant or go to a bar or gym or a few other places in D.C. There's like a little boutique hotel. I think this green awning is a hotel. And there was a shooting out in front of this place just the other day. Windsor Park Hotel. Don't know all the details of it. Not like a random shooting, like someone knew the other person. That's right, the Mexican ambassador lives up here. So that is the Ukrainian house. That's the Portuguese ambassador. And then the French ambassador is up here on the right. My favorite house in D.C. is the French ambassador's home. I think the Mexican ambassador lives up here too, somewhere. So there is the French ambassador's house, complete with a tiny little Statue of Liberty. I think that was the one that used to be on a bridge over in Paris. Some French squirrels. Bonjour, French squirrels. That's the Royal Thai Embassy, Thailand's embassy. Hey, that's right, let's go check on the Afghanis. We haven't gone by the Afghanistan embassy in a while. CMHA's. That is a Mexican flag, but that is a really tiny house for an ambassador. I can't imagine the ambassador lives there. Maybe he does. But I think he would have had a grand mansion for entertaining and whatnot. We can turn here. Yeah, let's turn here. You know what, guys, it is starting to rain a bit harder. This is the embassy or ambassador's residence of Monaco, but this used to be, I think it was President Harding used to live there that used to be a president. Harding or Coolidge lived in that house. I can't remember right now. This is the Afghan embassy flying the old Afghanistan flag. Though I don't know if the Taliban have changed the flag yet. This is not Taliban employees in there. It is still occupied by the old government, I think. This, I think, is the Austrian ambassador's house up here on the right. This one, I think, is the Austrian ambassador's place. Nice work if you can get it. Yep, Secret Service checking me out. As always. It's kind of cold. That is Lebanon. I think that's the Lebanese ambassador's house right there. And then I thought Iceland lived back here. Iceland or Denmark. I think it was Iceland lived back there. Oh, that's Ivanka Trump's house right here. Ivanka used to live in this White House. And this one was like some African, Guyana, the Embassy of Guyana. This is the Russian Spy Center, the GRU FSB. That's where they do all their spying. Barack Obama lives down on the right here, behind the Secret Service. Can't go there. There's the Russian flag. They put Christmas lights up. And sometimes the FBI is out here waiting to catch American spies who are going in to sell secrets to the Russians. But not today. All right, let's get back on this crappy sidewalk. It's going to be very pretty tomorrow in the snow. Up there is the Italian embassy. Hillary Clinton lives down the end of that road with Bill Clinton's house. Hillary and Bill, that's their Washington address. They don't spend much time there though. Okay, back where we started, up by the Vice President's house. You know, maybe I should have just gone and got food and not ridden around the city. Would have been easier. Not as much fun for you guys though. So the clouds over there are starting to look a little interesting, yeah? I think the storm is due. But Rockland's calls, barbecue! Barbecue before the storm. There's the clouds entering over Georgetown. It's not supposed to get going until overnight though. This is just something in the front to cool things down, I think.
How are you today?
All right.
Oh, I didn't know if you'd gotten some ketchup.
That's all right.
I brought the bottle.
That's right. All right, thank you.
Full chicken sandwich and french fries.
Mm-hmm. All good.
And here you go.
Pulled chicken and fries.